Hello friends, my name is Sergey Ponomarenko and my position in WaveAccess is Head of IoT. And today I want to share with you some thoughts about 5G communications and IoT. First of all, let's get back to the history and recall the prerequisites that made it possible for fast growth of mobile communications and Internet of Things. When the problem of battery life was solved, small chips and touchscreens appeared that gave an impulse for total smartphone usage worldwide. Mobile and fast for that moment connectivity, together with cheap and affordable cloud storage and computing, made it possible to connect millions of the devices as well. But for that moment, the total number of smartphones and devices was not terrific, because everything was just starting. Nowadays, we can state that the total number of the connected devices is already huge enough, and we can't see any trends of the growth decrease. Moreover, the devices are becoming faster, more powerful, and they don't want neither to wait for the next communication period, nor to wait for the network to respond. I would say that the device world has become more competitive. Very simple example of such a problem could have already touched some of you. Sometimes when you are using Wi-Fi in the area with a large number of intersecting Wi-Fi networks, you could get the issues with internet speed and quality. But let's keep Wi-Fi, Ethernet, and all other non-mobile and non-wireless networks for the moment. The only thing I'd like to add here is a segment of the network clients that don't use mobile networks or use them partly. I'm speaking about the devices using low-power wide area networks, which are terminated to the mobile network or to the fixed one. Those networks like LoRaWAN, Sigfox, etc. are well recommended for IoT and especially for autonomous low-power devices, and also for the areas with poor mobile network coverage. They have plenty of advantages we all are definitely used to hearing about, but there are some limitations as well. So usually such networks are suitable for the devices. They don't need permanent connection and should not be fast accessed from the cloud. Such networks support neither fast response from the device nor possibility to read the device current state in any exact moment. Moreover, only a few devices could be connected to one base station simultaneously. Nevertheless, LPWANs are still rather effective for a lot of IoT cases where we don't need fast interaction and still can operate with very small data portions. And now let's take a look at the technical advantages of 5G technology. Generally speaking, 5G is able to transfer larger data volumes for shorter distances compared to 4G LTE. Overall baud rate increased up to 20 times over LTE. It means up to 20 gigabits per second downstream and 10 gigabits per second upstream. The next significant advantage of the 5G network is more stable and especially it's stable for the moving clients. The 5G clients are able to get stable connection even on speed up to 500 kilometers per hour. And as for LTE, it is limited with only 120 kilometers per hour. 5G uses new frequencies. The frequency bands for 5G networks come in two sets. The frequency range 1 is below 6 GHz and frequency range 2 is from 24 to 54 GHz. The band most widely being used for 5G is from 3.3 to 4.2 GHz. New frequencies allow to serve a huge number of clients simultaneously. In this case, each network client should not wait for a perceptible time to get a free socket to get connection. What is very important for IoT is an extremely low latency, again compared to 4G. Latency in the ideal 5G network is less than 1 millisecond, whenever LTE nowadays gives a 20 millisecond latency. Energy efficiency of 5G is also a remarkable feature. New technology make it possible to switch into low energy consumption mode when mobile connection is not needed. And as a benefit, we get enlarged battery time for the same devices. Now let's see how the above advantages could be applied for IoT. Experts predict that the industrial, transport, financial, energy, medical, security, entertainment sectors will be able to benefit the most from the 5G and IoT. The most vivid example of the predicted disruption is about the world of drones and self-driving cars. Now it's not a surprise to see a self-driving car in a large city. One in a week. But just imagine that there are at least a few thousands of such cars in the same locations. And each of them performs an enormous number of calculations generating significant traffic. And each of them needs to get a response quickly. Moreover, though, it is obvious that in this case the cars will talk to each other, and it is almost impossible without 5G. Excepting from the counted millions of smartphones and notebooks of people working remotely, also eating network traffic, especially on after pandemic time. By the way, my opinion here is that situation with personal devices will get worse because improvement of the network will only join more devices, including wearables. Actually, I have a very curious non-IoT example for that. In one of our conceptual projects, we decided to reduce foreign torrent traffic for the fixed network operator by giving priority to the peers with the needed seeds from the same network and even caching parts of popular content. Skipping the technical details, we managed to do that. But the side effect was a significant reduction of time needed to download. And you would say that it's perfect. No. The user experience, unfortunately, has not been taken into account. And after the user had downloaded a movie, he started downloading the next one. And finally, the solution gave not so big traffic saving, then noticeable acceleration of the torrent. Back to IoT, and let's move from self-driving cars to common sensors and actuators, but those that are joined into one system and need fast reactions. We also have the project examples in our portfolio. One of them is a facility monitoring system, which should automatically adjust temperature and humidity conditions and control the accidents with heat water supply. For example, while running in the document archive building, it's extremely needed to close the water supply immediately on a leakage detection to save books and manuscripts in proper conditions. While our solution is waiting for 5G deployment, we have to use a local server in the facility. 5G will help to manage without a server at all. Another solution from our experience with similar needs of local servers is an indoor staff tracking system, providing physical safety for the employees on industrial facilities. In order to detect the location, we used ultra-wideband radio tags and several USB anchors receiving the signal. Once being received, the signal should be processed on the local server, calculating location with trilateration method. This method is extremely sensitive for the latency, and with 5G, we can modestly hope that the solution can be also modified to fully cloud one. And of course, there are more examples of our project. Machine learning for license plate recognition running on Raspberry Pi-based devices was quite hard to implement, and we could save the budget if we have a chance to transmit video to the cloud and process it without latency. Or imagine us in only a few years when there are a lot of personal medical devices are widely used and the reaction speed in some circumstances is really crucial. By the way, we also launched an approach for one of our customers. Specifics here that the medical data is not a telemetry. It is rich data, in almost cases in HL7 file format. Moreover, the time when the most of patients will send the observations could definitely be the same one, forming the load peaks. Hope when the project grows, we will already be surrounded with 5G networks. So, summing up, smart monitoring, smart home, smart city, smart transportation, smart logistics, smart health, smart energy, smart agriculture, smart whatever solutions should definitely win this 5G technology. Finally, it's rather obvious that 5G is one of the disruptive technologies of nowadays. It's easy to predict that its widespread will accelerate the tremendous number of new projects and open the doors for absolutely new technologies. We are waiting for this with impatience, and that's it. Appreciate your attention, and please contact me if you have something to discuss or to hear more about our relevant projects that I have in my bag.